Okay, so TikTok, I need your help finding something. So I've seen like every episode of Goosebumps and every episode of All Signs of Haunting Hour. For those of you who don't know what All Signs of Haunting Hour is, it's basically like Goosebumps but for older teens. Like, I remember even Debbie Ryan was in an episode. Anyway, so the thing is, I remember that there's two episodes, at least two episodes of Goosebumps that I know I've seen, but like aren't on any streaming service when I try to watch Goosebumps. And I know that they exist because I watched them with my cousin when we were like middle school-ish age, like younger middle school-ish age. I remember because we got spooked when her father walked in the room while we were watching it because like it was actually scary for us. And they were like back-to-back episodes this one night that we were watching. So the first episode is basically about this girl, right? And her father's off in some other country doing whatever he does for work, whatever. And he sends her a postcard. And like, it's a very nice postcard, you know, kind of generic. Like, oh, look, it's like a landscape, there's a house, and there's this little black blob that you assume is like the silhouette of a human or like a weird shadow in the picture, whatever. But then, like, as she goes throughout the day, and like her days and weeks and whatever, the shadow in the postcard picture keeps getting closer and closer and closer. It's just like this black silhouetted shadow. And anytime that it gets closer in the postcard, she sees it in real life. And that's honestly all I remember about the episode. But I remember my cousin and I got spooked by it because it was like late at night, like midnight-ish. Like, it was late. And we were in her living room watching it. And her father walked in. And the both of us screamed at the top of our lungs and like dogpiled on the couch and like hid in the corner because we thought it was the weird shadow monster coming to get us. Don't ask me why. That was like instinct, like survival instincts, non-existent. But yeah, so that's the first one. That's literally all I remember. Just shadow, and the shadow had like red eyes. I also remember that it had like bright red eyes and it was really creepy, and it may have talked, but I can't remember if it did. So there's that episode, and then there's an episode that we saw right after. In the next episode, again, I don't really remember much because, again, it was like more than 10 years ago at this point. There was this kid who fell off something, whatever, he broke his arm. You know, that's what important, he had a cast. He had a cast on, and I think that he angered, like, a witch or something. Like, he angered someone. And I forget what his name is, but I think it rhymed with rats or something, because I remember at one point in the episode, he was walking along and like he was being bullied by someone or whatever, and he was walking away, and then rats just started crawling out of his cast, and that's literally all I remember. And it said rats across the front of his cast, and that's all I remember. So if anybody knows what episodes these were these even Goosebumps, were these something else? Because like I could have sworn they were Goosebumps, but I've seen every Goosebumps episode like a million times. Please help me find what these are, because like low-key I want to watch them again. Low-key I want to see them again and like see what they were, because every so often they just pop in my head and I'm like, oh yeah, I don't remember that happened, but I remember it was a thing, like, you know. So if you know what I'm talking about, please drop it in the comments, please, because I'm so, I don't know what it was, but I want to remember.